Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Focus N Flair.
You cannot be still using this. Like, there's no way. You don't have this memorized by now. Like, there's no way this is real life.
Hey there, fellow K-drama enthusiasts and easily distracted souls. Welcome to the Focus N Flair podcast, where we dive into the addicting world of Korean dramas while embracing our ADHD quirks. We're your hosts. I'm Mariah, the queen of ADHD chaos, joined with...
Hey, this is Mike. I'm here to just be the air beneath Mimi's wings. Go ahead, keep going. I don't know what to do.
Of all things, you still don't have an intro.
No, okay, but listen, I'm still stuck on listening to you and your intro, and the people are going like, wow. So, like, I don't think I should add anything. What you got is about it.
Well, my friends, welcome back to the third episode of the Focus N Flair podcast, where we're here to explore the beautiful chaos that ensues when our love for Korean dramas collides with our ADHD-fueled adventures. Each week, we'll dive headfirst into the mesmerizing world of Korean dramas, dissecting the unexpected plot twists, swoon-worthy romances, and enough second lead syndrome to make your head spin. And don't worry, we'll do it with plenty of hilarious distractions along the way. This podcast is perfect for K-drama fans and those seeking comedic insights into self-care and ADHD. Get ready to laugh, learn, and embrace your Focus N Flair. So how's it going, Mike?
Okay. It's
one more time.
Good. I was saying that you brought the live, laugh, love to the front. You moved it.
And it's going to be at the back, too.
So you're going to, oh, that's your catchphrase now. Live,
that's
laugh.
Our catchphrase.
You didn't even like ask. You just said,
yes, this is I did. I sent it to you in a text message.
I don't think
I
liked
it. Okay. I can't wait to show you that you did. I can't wait to show you.
Well,
don't rub your eyes. Don't get frustrated. I can't wait to show you.
I must have just been appeasing. I'm not frustrated. I just don't think maybe in that moment I was okay with it. I don't know. Well, you know what? It's early and all of this stuff is under revision. So we'll talk about it.
So what is? Who rewriting it?
Maybe we can hire someone. I don't know.
No. And that's one thing we not gonna hire somebody to write when you got me. Now I don't care how cliche or cheesy my puns are, they work. I'm a good writer. Don't do me.
I didn't say you weren't a good writer. See how you just jumped to a whole other thing. I just said I didn't like what you wrote here in that moment.
Anyways, so yeah, welcome back. Today we have a super fun episode that we're really excited to share with you. We're talking about boy love and LGBTQ storylines. Expect a lot of this from us, by the way, because that's like our favorite niche of dramas. One thing I do want to mention, Mike, is this is the month of July in America. June. This is the month of June. In America, June is Pride Month.
Yeah. It's July.
In America, June is Pride Month. If you're in Houston, Texas, this Saturday, what is Saturday?
The 24th.
If you're seeing this before the 24th, June 24th, this Saturday, Houston is having its Pride Parade. I will definitely be there. I hope to see some people there as well. You know, one of our 2 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
One of our 2 subscribers there. That would be fun. What do they have going on in Charlotte for Pride Month?
I think majority of our stuff is happening next weekend. There is some stuff happening this weekend, like just like a pride walk, and they usually do stuff every weekend for the entire month. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this weekend, one of my friends is actually, Daniel. He's coming to
Yeah.
do like a big party because he's getting ready to go to Iraq.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, so we're gonna do like
I
a little to
can't
go party
believe
for
it.
him. I
I
can.
can't
I
believe
told
it.
his ass not to join a long time ago, but whatever.
We won't go there. That's a real personal phone call. We won't do
I
that
mean,
one.
shit. Like I told him. I
In
was just
case,
talking about him. I said
Daniel,
I
we love
told him.
you.
I told him when he joined Basic. I said a millennial.
Daniel, we love you. Please return home safe. Your family's
Yes.
waiting for you. We're waiting for you. And you're always going to be in our thoughts. What a good ally. What a good friend he is. Um, and I've known Daniel for years too. It feels like ages, right?
Yeah, it has been ages because you've known him since he had hair. So, yeah, he's younger than us, but he just looks old sometimes.
Let's move on, Michael. Let's move on.
What? He went
So,
to Basic and lost his hair. Actually, now that I say that.
all around the world, in many parts of the world, they're celebrating Pride, but specifically in Korea, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
you was telling
Since
me how
2009.
they've been celebrating Pride since 2009 in Korea, but they still don't
Yeah,
have.
they've had that parade. Well, Mariah, that's one of the things that actually is kind of like America, as much as we give it grief, we've experienced a lot of progress in a lot of areas. Like even a country like Thailand, they don't have legalized gay marriage there, and Thailand is
Thailand
like
doesn't have
known,
legalized gay
right?
marriage.
Like they're known for like transgender, trans rights, like, but they have like it's publicized internationally. They still don't have gay marriage. So I think the only Asian countries with gay marriage is like what Taiwan and maybe one other one. So it's like Korea is a very conservative nation, but yeah, they've been celebrating Pride for a very long time. And very recently, the mayor and he got a bunch of councilmen. He's very conservative, and they were actually going to bust up the Pride parade over the
No,
last week,
absolutely not.
and which has been going on again since 2009. So it's very weird how like everywhere across the world people are trying to regress, where they're trying to like go towards progressiveness. And but this is the gotcha. Unlike in
Hmm.
America, where the KKK can proudly walk through the streets and get police protection, it was kind of like the opposite in Korea. Like the hate group, which was the mayor and his councilmen,
Hmm.
the police was like, no, you're not going to intrude in this parade. They removed the mayor and a bunch of government officials to allow the parade to keep going on. So it's like it was a very interesting thing to see because it was like the antithesis of America in both ways. Like one, you're not going to cancel a pride parade in America. Like not the mayor can't even do that in almost all of the United States, but the police don't really do a great job of protecting things like pride parades and Black Lives Matter events and stuff like that. Like they do in most like liberal cities, but across the United States not so much. And then to see the opposite happen in Korea, you know, the government was kind of like anti progress in certain ways, but the police were protecting those people. So I thought that was very like I saw a bunch of it on TikTok and it was very weird. And all the Americans in the comments was like, "Is this the Twilight Zone? The police are actually protecting the people in the right way." And then other
Right.
people were responding like, "What do you mean? This is what the police are here for. That's why we pay their taxes. They're actually government employees." And we're like,
Yeah.
that's refreshing.
Yeah, no, it is refreshing to see the police actually do something in the interest of the working class and not so much being the guard dogs for the wealthy class. Sometimes it does
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel like the wealthy use the police as their own like military, and for to go to a place that is capitalist like Korea, a capitalist society like Korea, to see that their police are actually protecting the working class And that's amazing. I love that. I love that. What I do hate about that whole situation is that um that the government is trying to bust up the pride parade. Like, have you know what a pride parade is like? That's a good time. And you trying to stop people from having a good time all because it's LGBTQ? Get out of here. Come on now. Like, I see people there just to be out for a parade. You know what I'm saying? Just to get out the house. It's a good time. So why are you trying to stop people from having a good time all because it's LGBTQ? Like,
You know what you sounded
stop
like? You
it.
sounded just like old girl. She's like, why are you bringing that to somebody else's club? That's sad. Well, if you can't go to Bell and then where the hell can you go? That's how you sounded.
I don't know how to feel about that.
What?
That's concerning. I might need to change how I speak. I was a little loose last time. Maybe I do need to tone it down a little
You're
bit.
supposed to be yourself. What do you mean?
But I ain't supposed to be ghetto.
Yeah, they're not ghetto. They
I don't
ghetto
know what you call them.
They ghetto fabulous. Let them live. Fix your fucking face. Fix your face.
Consider me toned down.
You know what?
Toned all the way down.
So like now they don't get me wrong, they've all like I've been following the Pride Parade in other countries and stuff like that for a very long time. I background on myself, I'm also I think I might have said another one, a criminal justice and sociology major when I went to college. And so I love studying other cultures, other societies, and see how they, not just like how they present themselves, but also how they operate and what is like the reason why they do things, even to the historical context. Korea is a very conservative nation, and they've always they have a high Christian, not super high, but they do have a Christian presence. So there's always been protest at the Pride Parade. So there's always been like a presence of like people saying like, oh, they don't think it's right, it's against God or stuff like that. But it's always been very peaceful, even the protest against the Pride Parade. The government officials actually made it more aggressive this year. Like for the fact that the police had to get involved. Usually the community, when they're protesting against the parade, it's usually like they're just like a little hunch of people saying like, hey, you guys don't parade. And that's usually the max it'll go from what I've seen on the news in Korea. Whereas, this year it was like that was pretty robust or at least maybe that's how the news made it seem. Like it was scandalous that the police had to get involved and remove government officials.
Just a shame. But that does and I'm glad we did that little section because now we can talk about our favorite aspect of watching dramas, which is the boy love and girl love dramas. When I first started watching Asian dramas, I actually started off with the LGBTQ centered stories, specifically the very first show Michael suggested to me.
My biggest regret.
Why? It's such a.
Because I gave you a good one too fast. I should have let you build up to them like I had to. Because I had been watching maybe a year before.
I started off watching the dramas from Thailand. So for those of you who don't know the history of kind of like Asian LGBTQ stories, was that they initially started off in the kind of Japanese manga space. I won't go too much into that, but then the Japanese media started making them into shows, and they were really good. And I've seen several Japanese LGBTQ stories. And then Thailand got a hold. They kind of jumped onto that trend. And when I tell you, Thailand had a chokehold on the boy love stories for a minute. The first one I watched was Three Will Be Free. You remember Three Will Be Free, Michael?
Yes. So please, in the comments or like react to that. I want to just hear if you've seen Three Will Be Free, I want to hear like your opinion on it, because that's one of my favorite Thai, like, if I like BL and GL, and that was like, and I also like just regular Thai drama. So that was like a perfect fusion of like all the world there. And so, and also
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite Thai actresses was in that one. So I just love Three Will Be Free.
Who's your favorite Thai actress?
What? The main actress in Three Will Be Free. Now I can't
What's her
remember,
name?
like, Mild. Mild is her name.
Mild was her name. No, Three Will Be Free. The first episode, if you can't tell, we like shows where it's no slow burn. We don't believe in a slow burn. Who has time for that? Nobody has the attention for a slow burn show. Three Will Be Free is the perfect non-slow burn show. And the ending of Three Will Be Free,
Ooh.
ending had me, I can't lie, the ending made me laugh. I was laughing when what's her name? She came out and she shot Boss. Was it Boss? Who was it?
She shot somebody.
She came out of the blue when I did not see that coming, and it was just so. The ending felt very Tyler Perry-ish, but not in a bad way.
Oh yeah, that's what I like about. They don't even like. They gonna have their fun.
They gonna have their fun.
I'm trying to remember what was the first Thai BL that I watched, because the first one I watched, I didn't even know.
I thought it was Sodas.
So I watched Sodas after the one I'm thinking of. I cannot remember what the name of it was.
There's so many Thai BLs that Mike and I have seen. Sodas, I think, is the one that really put Thailand boy loves on the map. Like, I think Sodas was kind of like their first international hit, and then you have Theory of Love.
Thailand is known for engineering. Because if there's not an engineer major in it, I don't know what they're talking about.
Well, no, Theory of Love didn't have engineering majors.
One of them had to be. Well, you know what? They all was in photography and movie film. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Media. They was all studying media. Now, Theory of Love was kind of the show that solidified BLs for me, because can we just talk about Theory of Love?
That was Gun and Off and Gun. So that's the
Off
thing. They
and
know
Gun.
about BLs. Early BLs, they used to do this thing where like they coupled the actors and they always stayed together. And I think they started in
every
Puppy
show.
Love. So they started in Puppy Love.
Oh yeah, they were the spinoff. They were the second couple in Puppy Love.
Mm-hmm. And so, and I don't even think at the time, because I didn't read the show Puppy Love. I just don't think at the time like Thailand was ready to just like start broadcasting BLs like that. But then from what I noticed is that everybody kept falling in love with Off and Gun's kind of like relationship. So the second season, it was like they were the main, and then the main characters from Puppy Love were like the side. And then they made a whole other, like Off and Gun, they just kept making shows together after that.
They kept making shows. Now I will tell you, Gun is like my boo. I love Gun. He is so adorable. And I think Theory of Love was the show that made me really like him. Obviously, Off, when he was playing Kai, I hated him in that show. I absolutely hated him. I was like, there's no way this boy can redeem himself in my eyes. He was just so foul. He was foul to women. He was foul to Third. He wasn't even a good friend. Yeah, he wasn't even that good to his friends. I don't know what it was about Kai. Off did too good of a job playing Kai. Almost like Danny Glover in The Color Purple. He played Mr. Way Too Good. And Off played Kai way too well. At first I thought he was so cute and, his little fashion sense. But as the time went on and he kept messing with Third the way he was, I was just kind of like, golly, I can't stand this guy.
I'm trying to think of the very first Thai BL I watched. It had like one of the characters' name was Poon and the other one was called No Lovesick. That's what it was. It was on Netflix and it was called Lovesick. And that was the very, very first one I ever watched. And then I just started building off of them. Like I started watching like Innocence, like the Bangkok story and stuff like that. And next thing I know, I got all the way to Three Will Be Free. And here comes Mariah. We started talking about BTS. And I was just like, well, this is kind of what all my BTS stuff is downstairs. So no, well, they're all actually, hold on. Hold on. Since we doing this.
Any day now, Michael. Shout out to BTS. We bang, we tang, and we sung it on.
Okay, I didn't know where that was going at first. I had to remember.
Anyways, but yeah, so we last left off at Three Will Be Free, and then we both really enjoyed Theory of Love. That scene where Kai got his comeuppance.
I kept telling you because I had watched these before her, and I was like, Mariah, here's some really good ones. And I was like, here's some good ones that you can watch because I should have showed you some of these before I had introduced you to Three Will Be Free.
No, I don't think I would have gotten into them if I hadn't started with Three Will Be Free. Three Will Be Free.
I know you will.
I loved the throuple situation. I loved that it was like a throuple, and a little rich boy with two little peasants.
That's rare.
Yeah, no, you don't see it anymore, but I really liked it, and it, like I said, it sparked my interest into these storylines, because there's a lot of places you can go with like the boy love storylines that you really can't take the normal hetero storylines,
Well, let me ask you that. What is your thing like? Because I feel like there's a lot of women who love BLs. So what is it for you? Like, I feel like that you really like BLs for.
For me, what I like about the BLs is one, every BL, the guys are top notch. Two, what I really appreciate about it is that it doesn't feel it shows men in a light that's not as intimidating. Sometimes when you watch a lot of hetero shows, the guys, there's this need for the guys to be ultra masculine, and there's like this little blip where they aren't, but it challenges kind of like the gender norms and the identities of guys. They're not as intimidating. They're just a lot more definitely a lot different than how they are portrayed in the hetero shows. So that, for me, that's why I prefer watching BLs. Men don't seem as intimidating. They don't seem as masculine or as aggressive, which I genuinely prefer.
So what is the
and what about it is it for you?
For me, it's I like. So if I'm being honest, I mean, yeah, there's the physical, like they all look great, but I can get that from heteronormative stories for me because I've had to grow up as a guy, so like it doesn't feel aggressive to me. I can definitely see what you mean, like from the toxic masculinity point of view, but like that doesn't hit me over the head as much as it is for you because you've had to grow up in a different world. For me, I think it's refreshing, kind of like Heartstopper. I think that was probably one of the biggest ones, where it was just like a wake up call. Was like, because by the way, like I don't care if people on the internet know, but like I like both men and women, so I've only been able to avenue on this one action. Like I've only had girlfriends for like probably up until 23, so. And that's predominantly all the relationships I've ever been in, honestly. But it was very refreshing when I first started watching BLs to be like, oh, this is a whole section of my life I've missed out on, actually. So it was there's a relatability piece, especially when they're like, some of them, they showcase the honesty, like your family is not always going to be okay with some of this stuff. it was just very interesting to see that. And they were like very open and honest about it in a different way than a lot of American or like British BLs were. And almost every single last one of those, they end in sadness. Like every single, like, I think, especially GLs, that's the saddest thing. I feel like there's so many, I think they're just now getting to the point where like a lesbian can live and be with it. Like, I didn't even realize it until one of my friends pointed it out. She's like, lesbians always die. And I'm like, what do you
Well,
mean?
not
And then I started going,
in the Japanese girl loves. They tend to have more happy endings.
that's good, because in Western stuff, oh, if you have a girlfriend and you're a girl, you're rip, RIP. Like, you're not
Oh,
making it. It's almost all the time. Even in horror movies, the lesbian is usually the first one. The last Scream that came out, lesbian was one of the first girls.
I don't watch horror movies.
I know, but I'm just saying. Usually, if you are a lesbian, you're going to pass away, and I don't know what that theme is, and I feel like it's something
In
about men.
shows, if you're lesbian in shows, you're going to pass away.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like we
we're
need to
talking
make
about
that.
media, so I'm not
Okay.
talking about, like, obviously lesbians rear the best children. I mean, that's proven. So like, they also have like some of the best relationships. They just do. But I digress. That's sociological facts. That's not me just like saying stuff. They just do have higher, better rates of like child rearing and a lot of different things. But um yeah, so like, it was just very refreshing to watch these BL and Asian dramas where like a lot of them did have healthy, even if it was toxic, they had happy endings. A lot of them first start out in high school and college, which is where like that's when I really didn't experience any of that. So, and I think Heartstopper was probably the biggest like gut punch, where it was like, damn, this was like, if I had just been born maybe 5, 10 years later, like, I could have had a regular, normal life without feeling this weird, big societal pressure. So, like, that's what I get out of it. Like, yes, there's
Yeah.
obviously the attraction piece. So, I guess to mirror what you're saying, there's a piece that we both get from watching it that we don't get in
Yes.
heteronormative stores.
And it helps that the storylines are just good. Like I said, with Three Will Be Free, Theory of Love, Love by Chance. Oh
That
my
was,
gosh.
so we not. Oh, and then there's, of course, even the toxic ones are good, because sometimes, because again, a lot of this was new to us. We also aren't used to seeing like
Oh, you mean
steaminess.
Tarn type when you say
You already
toxic
knew where
Tarn
I was
type?
going. You already knew. I didn't even have to say the name.
Tarn
Yeah,
type was so
we actually
toxic,
watched
but
that one together for the first time when that came out. Mariah
that was
liked
the
that so
first
much.
BL we watched together. Yep.
She liked it so much, she started reading the mess. So she started reading
I
it.
read the read the
When we
manga.
was watching
I
that,
was
she
obsessed.
was
I
up.
remember the final episode. I said, "Oh my god, that's type. You don't see his ring." And Michael was
When
like,
she
"What are
said,
you
I was like,
talking
no, I don't know
about?"
his ring. She learned the phone case, the rings, the jewelry.
Tarn
She was
type.
obsessed.
I don't know what it was with Tarn type. That was just my show for some reason.
I
Now,
don't. What
and
do
I
you mean
never
for
got
some
into a
reason? We
show like
know
I
the
got into
reason.
Tarn type.
We know the reason.
What?
That steaminess that came out of nowhere that punched us in the
It
face.
was it because Line TV is good for that. Line TV with Love by Chance, they gave you passion. They gave you
Yeah,
passion with Love
you
by
threw that
Chance.
book
And then
bag.
Tarn type Love by Chance is so good. It is a
That's
top
probably the
tier
best
BL.
chemistry that I've ever seen
Love
between
by
two
Chance,
actors.
Tarn by Type. I mean Tarn
Calm my
Tarn
type.
Type. And they all kind of interweave with each other, which is another
Mm-hmm.
really awesome thing about that. Because I love how when you watch Love by Chance, you see that Tarn or Type still has the exact same phone case in Love by Chance as he does in Tarn Type.
Even though they're different
So
actors.
even though they're different actors, come on, continuity. Now, Love by Chance season 2, they took a huge risk, and it upsets me because of all the BL actors. Plan is my boy, and so even though I know he doesn't do BLs no more, right?
I think he was in he played a BL character very recently, and he said he wasn't going to, but then he did do it in one of the last ones. What was it?
I guess them checks needed to hit. He needed to make a mortgage payment or something real quick because
Listen,
he went
Bright
right
and
back
Wind
to
look
it.
like they about to dip right back in it too. Bright and Wind, they look like they trying not to, but y'all need to together.
Bright and Wind together came out at the perfect time. It came out right at the
Right
beginning
before
of
the
the pandemic.
it came out right before the Korean ones came out. That's
It came out right
right.
before the Korean ones came out. Why Are You and Together came out. It came out in a time when you really couldn't even leave the house. All we did was just wait for those episodes to come out. Like
And
that's
we had them
all we did was
staggered.
crave
We
those.
had them staggered. We had them ready to go. We was like, "What
And
time we watching?"
Michael is so silly. He will not rewatch episodes. And me, I would go back and I would start from episode 1 and rewatch the whole thing up to the new
Because
episode.
our ADHD is very different. When I like, they're similar to the like our neurodivergence is so similar, but they're different. When I hone in on a show, like for TV shows, she pays attention, but she's very loosey goosey. She will forget or not
Oh my
notice
gosh.
something that happened. You have to watch it 3 or 4 times. Whereas me, when I'm zoned and I'm like this, I remember every single thing about the show, so I don't need to rewatch them. I remember it like it's yesterday. Like when Sadawat said,
Sadawat and
when he
Time.
said,
What a good
"I
couple.
kiss you from your
Mean
head to your
Plan.
shadow." What?
Mean Plan. Sadawat Time. Tawn Type. Those are.
What does Saint? What was Saint and Saint and
Perth Saint.
in Perks?
Which could that pairing could have soared.
It
But I know
actually
there
would
was
have
some
killed
like
everybody else's because like where would Off Gun be if Perk Saint kept flying like they did? Because the thing is, not only are they both really great young actors, their chemistry was oddly like very convincing. Like I know that in a lot of like Asian cultures, they tend to like imagine that these people are not actors. Like I don't know, maybe it's because we're American and like we know that our celebrities date here. Like that's very common. Our
yeah.
celebrities date, our musicians date. Hell, like Cardi B
No,
is the
I feel
same
like
age as BTS, and she has children and married, and she's still super popular. Whereas they will not allow a BTS member to date at all. Like it would be so scandalous. Like look at what's happening with Taeyong and Jennie. But
I feel like in America we're so jaded by capitalism that we know we're always being sold something. We know we're
maybe that's
always being
true.
sold an image, so we don't really care about these celebrities because we just see them as another POS, rich piece of whatever.
No,
We're so jaded by. I'm sorry.
I don't
But
think
any celebrity I
we
see,
might
I'm just kind of
disagree a
like, oh, it's
little
another
on that
rich
one.
person. Huh?
Okay. So we might disagree a little bit on that one, but that's fine.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So like there's when they see the pairings not together or stuff like that, from us it's very
Yeah.
obvious that like they're actors, like they're not really together. But I will say Saint and Perth, they did kind of like get rid of that like veil. Like they completely immersed us into. So what's that called? What's that literary term when we're like completely immersed in it and like we forget that it's a show? I can't remember. Like I can't remember.
Meta,
No,
meta,
we're not going to go down that hole.
parasocial.
No, well, that's a part of it, but that's not what I was going for. It's fine. It's like they suspend it's something about the suspension of
Disbelief.
reality. I can't remember the name.
Suspend disbelief. Okay,
I can't remember.
I'm trying to help you, but you not really helping me.
I know. I don't want to keep going on it. I can't because I don't have it.
But no, but so that's how we really got into BLs, was through the Thailand kind of perspective. Now it seems like Korea is starting to try to get into the boy love arena, and they're actually recruiting like their famous like idols to partake
Oh
in
yeah.
these.
So well, because I feel like there's a whole veil of like secrecy that it's kind of like how there is with Hollywood. There is also that with like Korea and their idol industry. Like we already know they're the perfect ones to get because they coach them how to get shippers. They coach them because
Mm.
that's something that they do. Like they'll never say it out loud. Like, and I'm sure even when they leave, they don't say it out loud. But because again, we're American and we know a game. We know when we're being shown something.
we
And
know we know when we getting
we know the
played.
game. We know, like we also were raised to pick out a New York con man when we see a New York con man. So like,
Somehow a New York con man made his way into the White House, but we
somehow he
can
got the right people to con. He knew the right people to con. He said it on live television. Oh, if I ever would have run for president, I'd run Republican. He knew exactly who to con. He wasn't gonna get no New Yorker with that shtick. He was never going to be able to run Democrat. We was going to look at him and go, sir. But anyways, we know like they're the perfect ones to get. Like if anybody's going to be able to play in a BL or a GL, an idol can do it. First of all, they usually train how
Idol
to
definitely
act.
could.
Right. And they're very attractive. They know what they're doing. And so what was pausing Korea is one their conservativeness, and they almost always came out in 15-minute increments. And it's like, okay, whatever. Y'all are only making 15-minute shows. There's no steam in it.
Yeah, they don't do a full hour-long BL show. They'll do like the 30-minute shows and then they might cut it into a movie.
Yes, but it did start off with only 15 minutes. Now they're 30 minutes. It's only a matter of time before they start being an hour.
Like an hour long. Hopefully they get to that point.
Yeah, the success that Semantic Error and got, it was, I mean, that the main actor in Semantic Error, the one that did not go into the military, he's been blowing up ever since he did that. And like, I feel like there was that reality Korean TV show where they had those people dating. One of the main guys who was on that, he's going to be playing in a BL that's coming out soon. It's a lucrative industry. And they know it now. I mean, there's no way they weren't paying attention.
They're recognizing it's going to be very lucrative. I remember the first Korean BL I watched was oh gosh, now I can't remember the show. Vicky was the first place where I started seeing the Korean BLs. Vicky, Recruiting Vicky. If you don't have that app, please go get it. But that place was where I first had seen it. And it was one BL that was just like, it was about this rich kid and his friend who was like his bodyguard, and they fell in love. That was really good. And then obviously Color Rush, the one where they could see that. But then we watched Semantic Error, and I was like,
yeah.
There's another one that came out. Down my favorite BL.
There's another one that came out. I keep trying to tell you to watch. It's a BL that's very on the level of Semantic Error. It's not like exactly there, but it's really good.
I mean, I don't usually like age gaps in relationships, but they played that age gap in Semantic Error so well. It was so cute.
Sense, that was the name of it.
The Eighth Sense. Okay,
you gotta watch. We'll watch that together.
The BL or the age gap. There's two shows that I think did age gaps well. The first one was At a Distance, Spring is Green with my boy Park Ji-hoon, and Semantic Era. Those two shows did age gaps in such a non-creepy way.
You forgetting one.
What?
The weather one.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that last week. I didn't want to bring it back up. But forecasting love and weather. You will only call it the weather one, I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? This is your ADHD podcast. We're gonna bounce around. We're gonna change topics. This is what we do. We just have a good time. What is wrong with your face? Fix your face.
Know what's wrong with my face? What you want me to say now? I can't say nothing now. Your mama watching.
Michael, you're all right. My mom don't watch this.
You lying now.
No, I'm not lying. But I tried to tell you better not talk like that.
But why you censoring me?
I'm not censoring you.
You giving real Cuba right now.
Cuba. Anyway. But no, I think Korea really has its
Go
place coming
ahead.
up.
So, anyways, so what is like? I do want to know from you, Mariah. Like, what if you had to rank your top 3 BLs? What would they be?
Oh, number one is definitely. Do I start at 3 or do I start at
It's
number
however
one?
you want to do. It's just 1, 2, and 3. How you want to place them is your
But
business.
do I start at my least favorite to my most
That's
favorite,
how
or from
you
my
want to
most
do
favorite
it.
to my
Just know
least?
that 1 is the best and 3 is the worst, like as far as ranking. But I want to know if you want to start with 3, go ahead. It's up to you.
Well, we didn't see. Now, this is where the outline comes into play because I would have built up and I would have built tension and we could have compared notes.
I don't want to compare notes. I want to improv like you do. I want to know how you feel. What is your top 3 BLs?
Well, number 3, I would definitely say is I haven't had time to think about it.
Well, if you're in the comments, I
I
want to
would
know what
say
y'all's
number
top BLs
3. Okay, go ahead. You go first.
Me? Oh yeah, I can give that easily. So number 3 is, and a lot of people disagree with me on this one. I'm sure is to me it's gonna be Together. I love
Okay,
Together. It's
together.
something. It's something about Bright and Wind. I don't know. Number
Together
2,
is definitely up there. It came out at just such a right time. And
it did.
compared to Why Are You? Why Are You started off with so much promise. And then I remember we was watching Why Are You and the editing just took a nosedive. The editing on that show took a
Well,
nosedive.
I'm just gonna blame that on COVID,
I
but
blame it on COVID,
definitely Together.
but we
It's
got
number 2.
Jimmy out of Why Are You? Tall Jimmy. Oof. He's a drink of water. Okay, so
Sci-fi. That was his name in
so
that
you
one.
said number 3 is Together. I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Go ahead.
Number 2, this is where I struggle. Number 2 and number 1 is where I
Mm-hmm.
struggle because there's so many ones that means different things. Like there's Theory of Love because that has one of the better plots, like storyline wise. Then there's like Love by Chance, which I feel like just has everything in it. So I guess I'm kind of like doing. And then of course there's Tarn Type because I don't think anybody's steaminess has gotten to that level of just like the level of obsessed in the way that we were screaming in that. And then of course there's semantic error because like that it had like all of that, but it's still not as steamy as not as steamy as like the Thai dramas. They look great. Um the chemistry is off the charts, but I don't think that any of those 3 things are better than all of that. So it's like a happy all around. So I guess semantic error will be my number 2 because it's a happy all around. And my number 1, it's got to be Love by Chance. It's got to be Love by
Okay.
Chance.
Okay. Love by Chance. I was gonna put Love by Chance at number 3. Love
Okay.
by Chance for me is definitely one of my top ones. Um and like you said, the chemistry between Perth and Saint is just unbeatable.
Yeah.
And Love by Chance was one of those shows I was telling other people, you gotta watch this show. It's so good.
Even if they didn't like
Um
BLs, I was telling people about that one.
yeah. Because it doesn't feel necessarily like a BL. Um
Mm-mm. I feel like there was no like real formula for like, oh, this is a BL formula when it came to Love by Chance. It was just like it was a Thai drama that had real
mhm.
love.
um Love by Chance number 2. I don't really have a number 2. I would say I don't have a number 2. I mean, there's so many that I've watched.
Then what's your
Um,
number 1?
my number 1 is Semantic Error. I already
I
said
knew
that.
that. I
Semantic
knew
Error
that.
is my absolute favorite BL. I have yet to see one that matches that, and it is a bit of a slow burn, but I feel like the conflict that happens, like a lot of times I don't even like to
You know
finish
what?
K-dramas because they add too much unnecessary heartache, but the conflict that they put in semantic era kind of plot wise was so well timed, and we still got to enjoy them as a couple. We still got to see their love grow and burn,
They
but
need to do a
when
second
they did
season for that one.
add the conflict, it didn't feel unnecessary. It didn't feel like an unnecessary punching bag of it felt well placed.
J Chang, he did his damn job. He did his.
How much longer he got in the military? Let's
He's
get
not.
get
That's not the
him.
one that's in
Let's
the
get
military.
him.
That's the one that's
Oh,
not in the military. The one that's in the
I like the one
military.
that's in the military. He was my
Park
favorite one.
Soham, Park Soham, something like that.
Come
He's
home. Come on
he.
home. It's time for you to come home.
Yeah, he did the way that he started off, because you love a brat.
I do love a brat. Okay, then I do know my number 2.
What?
Tar and Type.
I knew it, because he was the biggest brat. Tar.
I love a bratty boy. I don't know what it is.
They both were bratty in different ways. I mean, Type was, of course, the biggest brat there was in the world, but like, you would think that he was only 5 feet tall the way that he was acting in that show. You would think that he's only 5 feet tall.
No, I liked that. I even liked season
like
2 of Tar and Type. It wasn't that bad. In the bad mood he always had. It was so
Horrible
good.
movie.
Nowadays, I feel they did the steaminess well. Nowadays, I feel like they go too much for the steaminess in these current BLs.
That's why I
do
stick with
too
GMMTV
much.
At this point. Bad Buddy, I think,
GMMTV.
was the last. Yeah, because I feel like they got
Bad
to where
Buddy. Oh my gosh, Bad Buddy was so good too. It was the last
would be
good
in my top 5.
BL.
That would be my top 5, definitely top 10. But Bad Buddy was good because both of those actors are really good.
Now where GMMTV lost me was with that the shipper.
They'll never recover for how mad I am about that. It had all the potential in the world. It's like they wanted us to never watch another BL again. It's like
it really was kind of like the last B. It was the last, other than semantic era. Right, it was our last BL.
We wanted to kill this for y'all.
We wanted to kill this for y'all.
Like, I don't know what
the shipper really was the last good
the guy from
BL.
The Shipper is in Bad Buddy. I forgot about that.
Oh, there is. Yep.
Now
that's a nice looking boy too.
I was watching one of his interviews.
Did you ever watch Color Rush?
Yes.
Okay.
I was watching an interview with him when he was doing Bad Buddy, and I think it was off. He was asking him, he was like, so, you guys are both new to doing BLs, and Ohm was like, no. And he was like, oh, well, how many have you done?
Because he was in the Ghost one too.
He was the one with when you first see Plan.
Book and Long.
Yes, he's been in a BL since he was a preteen. Has been in so many BLs, it don't even make no sense. Who
was the one with Book and Long? What's the name of that show?
That one was Make It Right. That one.
Make It Right. And that's the first time I had seen Plan.
Yeah, that was the first time you see Plan. And then Plan was in Love by Chance. Now he was hilarious in Love by Chance.
Plan is a really good actor. I really hope him and Mean doing something together again.
Probably not, but I mean, if they want some more money, they could. But yeah, I feel like he's been in so much. I'm sorry,
you guys. My dog is walking in the room.
Show them Sky.
I can't move my setup. Sky, come here. Come here, Sky.
She got a mind of her own. You know how Sky is. I ain't going up there with you. I always ad-lib for Sky.
She don't need no ad-libbing. She speaks for herself enough. If you don't come here... she is being so demanding right now, and she keep walking up to me like she gonna let me pick her up, and then she
she know that's
back
what
up the
you
moment
want.
I.
When I tell you that dog act just like her
This
owner,
girl is, hold on. Now I'm gonna get her. Now I'm gonna get her. Come here. If you don't cut that out, I know she just ran up under the couch. She doing a lot right now. When I tell you this is the most loved dog in the world, I don't know why she acting like this.
because the owners act like that. You just called John. No, because tell them about Sky. Tell them what breed Sky is.
Sky is your typical Pomsky, a Pomeranian Husky mix. She has definitely the mind of both. Honestly,
She
has
has
a
the
lot of
mind of a
attitude.
husky. She has all of that facial expression, attitude, and that like smart human emotion, and the spunk and temperament of a Pomeranian. I've
And
heard
she walks like a Pomeranian too. She
she will
walks like this.
scoff at you. I've never seen a dog scoff as much as I've seen. And then
Mike was visiting me here in Texas. He was staying with us for a little while, and I was, she had just learned paw, and I was asking her for paw, and she'd get a treat. And I guess I asked one
now,
too many
Mariah, you
times
did
because she
ask
was
about
giving me a
5 or 6
bad paw.
times.
And then I asked her one last time, and she goes and slams her paw to my hand. And when I tell you, Michael turned around.
I couldn't believe it. She said, "If you don't come, stop."
But
She's like, "Give me
you don't even have to. She literally went. Like, you don't remember that? She literally went.
And then turned her head to the side. Oh, she was done. And I'm like, but Mariah, that's how you act. That's how you act. And because she knows that you want something, that's how you and your mother act like that. It's so funny. Like, she knows that you want something, you'll go, here you go. Like, y'all love that reaction. Y'all love getting that reaction out of people. And here she go right now. Sky, come here. She'll walk right up to you and go, nope.
And then when you go to grab her, she walk away.
Right. Act just like her owners.
But she don't act like John. That's the sad part. But anyways, anything you want to ask the viewers before we get out of here?
Yeah, I want to know why they don't like Together the series. No, I'm just kidding. Because I feel like I've seen so many TikToks of people just like dismissing Together, and I'm like, I love it. But
Together is so good. Together is so. I can't believe there are people dissing Together. Together was like. It came at the perfect time. It came at the
problem
perfect time.
with Together was that it did come at the perfect time, but both Thailand and Korea were getting on like the romance side of things, and like, you were starting to see more kissing and holding hands and more romance. And one thing that Together does miss is, even though Bright and Wynn have so much chemistry, they gave more bromance for majority of the show than they did actual relationship, especially when they got together. Like, everything up to before they got together, it was like, when he was finding out about himself and his interests, and the whole time about Bright always liking him, that part everyone loves. Like, that part is just like unmatched. But when they actually got together, and then like his brother shows up, that's the part when it's like, are y'all haven't kissed, you haven't like really done anything to show how coupley y'all are. So I think that's the part where people are kind of just like, but to me, that's a very small segment of that show.
Yeah, it's a very small portion of the show. I feel like in Theory of Love, you got way less kissing and coupley moments than you did in Together. Theory of Love, you didn't even get to see them be together.
More in Theory of Love. I ain't never seen somebody get abused
so
much.
It was a lot of angst in Theory of Love. It started to drive me. It started messing with me. I really was. I hated Kai in that. I was like, man, this guy. And then remember when he got in the motorcycle incident, and I was like, good for him.
It wasn't until the very last like 2 or 3 episodes
that train scene
that you went, ooh. I said, Mariah, you're gonna feel bad for him. Ain't no way. I'm happy he got in that accident. And then I got that phone call from you. You went, Mike.
Even I was like, even his friends didn't show up. I mean, I understood the other boy not showing up, but even his friends not showing up to go on the trip. I was like, golly. I mean, they had to redeem him some way because it wasn't going to
They
happen.
redeemed him. They redeemed him. They brought him all the way down. And he was a great boyfriend because even in like the Our Skies and stuff like that he did after that, they were great together once they got together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you guys in the comments, let us know what your favorite BLs are,
And so we
and
haven't watched that
what are
many
your
because
favorite BL couplings?
we would love to hear your feedback
Yeah,
and get
but
some more on our
keep them
list.
cute though. Keep them cute because I know some of these boy loves, they starting to get NC-17, and we not looking for all that. We grown, but we not that grown.
Why are you lying to these people?
Watching that, I want to see the cute, little like a mean plan situation.
Oh, so
Like a love by chance, love by chance too.
But even at the end of that, they got steamy.
Oh, I don't remember that. Two Wish. We didn't even talk about Two Wish.
Wait, are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about because I feel like Tarn Type was pretty NC-17.
No. You haven't seen these recent BLs. They are way worse than that. They are way worse than that. We don't want to go past the Tarn Type level.
If it's going past,
and some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Twitter. If it's
yes, there are some that go past that level. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, put them in the comments so we know to stay away from them. You know.
Let's go ahead. We about to hit our hour. Let's go ahead and get out of here. And that's a wrap, fellow ADHD. No, I have not remembered this yet.
It's crazy to me how like your whole demeanor changes when you start getting on that phone. You all right, let's wrap it up, and everybody like you turn into a whole other person. I love it.
And that's a wrap, fellow ADHD dramatics. We've reached the end of our laughter-filled episode, but the K-drama and the boy love and the ADHD journey continues. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a moment of our hilarious adventures. Please like and comment and share your own funny stories, your own favorite BLs, and questions and suggestions with us on social media. Ooh, my headphone battery is about to die. Uh-oh, did it die? Oh, shh. Okay, hold on. I can't hit my echo cancellation. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Remember to laugh, learn, and embrace your focus and flair, everybody. Bye.